Hello and welcome to another session of Godbound after 2 weeks of the sick from Sherry and I. It was not fun, um, and not COVID, as repeated tests that I could not believe showed me. It was just the worst head cold I've had in years and years and years since I stopped smoking. So that is the benchmark. So last time we took our characters down into the mythic realm, into the hero realm. There is in the Godbound folder a summary of last session. It is an absurd reading of what occurred. Um, at some point, Lowell turned into a gargoyle. It's very, very odd in how it narrates the story, but there it is. But we are taking up with that. The goal of this has been to go in and find the mythic forces, to find the elements that can assist and change the world with the story of building a dragon. Like that is the end point of the 5 steps that the group is going through. And you have brought some people with you along this way. We started out with the gateway and that initial entry and the barrier, and that was the aforementioned gargoyle, speaking with Ordevi Evedro, quizzing, talking with you about those those questions of purpose, and then allowing you passage into the depths. And from there, you traveled on into the waters that lie under the world, where the souls go. And it was there that Ransom created a ghost ship crewed by a ghost crew, and used that to make a metaphorical anchor for the dead, a space for his worshipers, and for those lost souls who would have followed his path when they were alive, and crossed over through some obstacles, across that ocean until it opened up into another area where there was an enormous lotus there upon the waters. And it was there that you were confronted by the 6 magnificent devils. And there were 5 of them. And there were a series of contests that went on as these fiery devils attempted to essentially stop you in your passage. And through the overcoming of them, they essentially bowed their heads to you and told you that the passage that comes next, that the direction you're going, there is darkness, and there is the dead. We know that we have made 3 of the 5 stages. We know that the next stage is another place of turmoil, which is a place of some sort of event, which is in Tassos Patrick's hands. Even as Tassos gathers up his guts off the ground and shoves them back inside. Just a reminder of exactly the tactic that he took to overcome his foe. Uh, and then the final station of this journey is into the underworld itself. So we've described that last time. You saw that as this contest ended, there was a pathway that lay ahead of you, and the group of you begin walking down that. Tassos, eventually you're going to reach a place, a more solid place, or a place with more room off of the water. What is the landscape that we see your company moving through, moving into?
Um, so I think where the path is leading us is actually deeper into the center of this giant floating lotus thing island. Because the six overnamed demons um had talked about like the things that like washed in and were pulled into this island, and I think it's because there is uh a well at the center, a deepness, a sort of like pulling gravity in the middle of this island from one of the most ancient souls that's still left here. We had talked about like over time the ones that are left are less like the people they were in life and more like the sort of accumulated dreams and stories that they told about themselves, that their peoples told about themselves. And I think there is just a truly ancient story soul that is stretching reality and pulling things towards it in the middle of this island. Um, so I think as we move towards them, we start to move into their land, their story, which is the story of the very first night. Um,
I like
because
that we see the change in the coloration behind you. It's almost like you hit that event horizon, and there is that shifting
mhm,
of the quality of the feeling of the motion as you kind of move down towards it. I think the first time you see the well in the center, what will become, will, it'll change as you go forward because the vision of it changes. But I think for a moment, Tassos, it looks like that well that lies beneath the assassin's library.
mm,
And
yeah, I think
so, yeah.
as we're moving closer to it, Tassos almost has this like anticipatory look, and I think we'll look a little disappointed when is it Casabara? Casabara isn't down at the bottom.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so I think the event, the trial, the story is this soul's travel to discover the first night and bring it back to their people. Because in the land before night, the sun was always overhead. There had only ever been day, and it shone straight down on everything. And without shadows, there was no way to tell one bountiful field from another. And without the coming of the night, there was no remembrance and learning from the past. And without the coming of the dawn, there was no dreaming for the future. It was just a world that was and that people existed in, but nothing ever changed, nothing ever progressed until this soul started looking.
And I think we'll see this figure, this soul, wizened, and illuminated, because I think as you've approached, uh, Vedro has lit up. Vedro has begun to ignite, and the light has begun to extend out from you, Vedro. Uh, and this figure turns and says, "Do you have no mercy, Lord? You burn down upon us. There is no respite. There is no place to shade. It is so hot. Why must your gaze rest upon us all the time?" And he looks at you beseechingly, Ordevi.
Why does the light bother you so?
The light is life. It is vision, but it is always, it is constant. There is no There is no respite. There is no escape from it.
Have you never experienced night?
I do not know what you speak. I do not know what you talk of, but is there a way that you can cease for a bit?
Um,
Tell me what I must do.
Answer Tassos' questions. And then I start to dim a little bit.
Okay. And this figure will turn to you and will say, "Who are you? Who are you that are but a silhouette, that are but an outline? You're not burnt by the light. You are not bleached out by what I see among us. What are you?"
I come from another land, a darker place where things are less real, where judgments are less solid, and shapes can be what they need to be, whatever you imagine them to be, whatever you dream them to be.
Is that a respite?
It is like the sun, like the day. It, it is a place, it is a time that has its own rules, its own dangers, but its own glories. It is not a respite so much as it is a change.
What is it called?
The night.
What is the purpose of the night? And he says this in a way that you know that what you say is important.
The purpose of the night is to be impossible. The purpose of the night is to be unattainable and unimaginable, so that when the light of the day comes, you can start piece by piece to find your way to it.
If it is impossible, if it is unattainable, that does not sound like a good thing. It sounds like a danger.
If it were attainable, if it were graspable, then how would it be different from this land that you stagnate and burn in? It is a place you must move towards. It is a place you must build piece by piece and enjoy the pieces as you make them.
But what is it?
It is desire. It is fear. It is the future.
I do not know if I wish this night as you describe it. Perhaps I should just turn back to the sun. And you see him start to turn back towards or Devi.
Perhaps you should. Perhaps an eternity of comfort and sanelessness is all that you really dream of.
It is as you say. I dream of the comfort. I dream of peace. And if the night will not give me that, then I do not wish the night. If the night only provides struggle and strife and horror, if that is all it promises, then that I do not wish it.
It's not all it promises.
That is all that you have promised. Tassos.
Promised you progression. I've promised you change. I've promised you a world that is not this world. I've not promised you what that world will be. But if you move towards it, you move towards a new world. You move out of this one, out of this eternal burning, out of this never-ending judgment. Are you not curious? Do you think now that you could live forever in these sunlands and never think about the night again?
I do not know. And I do not think I will ever know. And I do not think that you will ever know peace. And he will step aside as darkness begins to descend upon this span. And Devi, you'll feel is that your light kind of dim out and get pressed in by this push of the mythic there. And you will see that there is the well, and there is a figure standing at the top of the well who kind of emerges as that changes, as the light changes, and she is beautiful. She is ethereal, and she stands at the top of these stairs. And you have seen her before, Tassos. You have seen her in the well at the Library of the Assassins, and she gestures and says, below is the station for the gods who die. If you go there, there is a chance that you will not come back.
That is the chance of going anywhere.
And she will step aside, then walk forward. Tassos or Threadless?
Yeah, I will.
And I think Ransom or Devi, Darius, Threadless, I don't recall if you've seen, there is a well that leads to the night road in the bottom of the library, and there is a goddess, the corpse of a goddess that is there. That I don't know. I know that Tassos has viewed it. I don't know if the others have. But just to remind you, the face, the figures that you're seeing there, she bears a resemblance to for you, Ransom particularly will recognize to Sedenia from the other pantheon. Threadless, you walk down these stairs. What are they made of?
I thought it would be something dramatic, like bones, or I don't know, something symbolic, but they're literally a path that's worn through the rock here by so many steps being taken. It isn't smooth. Clearly there were steps at some point, but there's no definition. But it is a stone of a sort, but old and solid, not like layers or anything like that, like granite that has just been worn.
And you will walk down this, the light and the darkness above vanishes. And eventually you feel the twisting of those stairs turn and kind of straightened out as all of you descend carefully. There is that feeling of, that's quite a yawn on that cat. The kind of the feeling of stairs suspended in space, like you don't want to step off to either side. But you will come down into an enormous chamber. And you will see that there is a grand, great, huge, long table. There is a banquet, but a banquet that was set out 100 years ago and left to rot. That is across that. There are chairs there. And you'll see that around the outside of here are figures standing in niches, covered in shadow, covered in cobwebs, that kind of array around. Who is seated at the head of the table, Threadless?
Warden. The father. Also the son. Also the prodigal.
So 3 figures?
Yeah, but one. It's like his face, as he turns, changes.
And he is seated there. And you can see that there are a few others that are seated at either side of him there, that look old and imposing. What do you do, Threadless?
The table is set for a feast, but nothing is on it, or it is rotted or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly there is a well. Certainly there is a urn that she could take up to fill with water. I think she would do that. She would take it to the head of the table and set it there by Gordon.
What do you wish? It says in 3 voices.
I wish she sort of looks over at Unsunning. She goes, first of all, I wish it could be such that Unsunning could stay with me. To that end, I wish to make a dragon for our new pantheon.
ones who brought us down made things, as you will see soon. They made things from what we were. They made things from what they were, and they stormed the heavens. Is that a path you wish to go down?
A builder knows that what they make can be used badly. But still they build. I will be vigilant. I will watch. But the possibilities of what will come are endless.
And he gestures to the figures in the niches. They are the oldest of those who have died, of those gods who fell. What is left of them? If you would make a dragon, you must make it from the bones of one who has fallen. And you must choose. What is the god that you wish to build your dragon from?
Not a voice.
Gesture, and you will see the cobwebs come away from one of these figures in a niche. It is an ambiguously gendered figure. It is beautiful in that way that they describe Balder from the Norse as kind of unearthly beauty there. And it will step forward, come towards you, cross over, and falls into the urn that you hold. So that is what you will take, says this figure.
You.
And the figure says, now, I have been waiting a very long time for you, for all of you, because we ran out of materials to make new things. But with new gods, and this figure will stand up, and you will see it split in three, kind of the shape of it fall away, and you will see these three warlocks, and they say, we have waited in the underworld to make the thing that will set us free, and we are going to make it from your bones.
It's a waste of time. Flutter bow.
So you will see these three essentially god makers will step forward. One is dressed in red armor that seems to be rusted entirely through, and yet stays. The next one has a helmet beneath its arm that it puts on that is the head of a unicorn with a bent and blackened horn. It raises up its hands in its robes. And the last one has a face that just keeps flickering. like it's flipping through, trying to decide what it will be. So threadless. So we have rust, unicorn, and faceless.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think so I'm just checking to see what is commit effort, which isn't. So I
That is
think
fair.
that yes. So I'm just using seeking flight. It will hit no matter what.
Okay.
Well, they have AC of 9. It gives an AC of 9, so I still have to roll, I assume. And then the greater damage that I do.
Okay. So which one are you firing at?
I think that it makes sense to go after the unicorn.
Okay. So you will fire at it with AC 9.
Yes, AC 9, yeah.
Okay. Then go ahead and make your attack roll, and then we're going to come to ransom our leader.
I rolled 18.
Okay.
So I think that I hit handily.
Yes.
And that means that I do a 1d10.
1d10. Don't forget to add, because you're firing a ranged weapon, your dex bonus to that d10 roll.
Oh, good. Okay.
We forgot that last time we were playing.
We did. So my dex bonus is, it says mod is 2, is it the 16? So it's a mod 2, right?
Mod 2. So
okay.
Roll a d10 plus 2.
Okay. And that's a 7 plus 2 is 9.
9. So you will do 2 points of damage to it.
Okay.
Ransom, you see these figures, and they begin to move apart to clearly to move to engage you. What do you do?
I think as all of this has been going on, I've kind of been quietly circling around, looking at the table, looking at things, and kind of letting Threadless have this discussion without really making a big deal of myself. And I think that taking advantage of Threadless's distraction of shooting him, I think I sort of pop up, and I'm going to spend an effort to do a miracle.
Okay.
And I'm going to do theft of iron and let's see, theft of iron and memory. And I'm going to, as he kind of and steps back, he's going to look down and realize that he doesn't have that unicorn helmet anymore.
Is there a save against that?
There is not.
There is not. Then
he's a worthy foe, though, so he knows I stole it rather than not.
Absolutely. So you have that helmet. And you have it in your hands, and you can tell that you do not want to be holding this thing for very long.
Okay.
Because this is a very bad thing.
Excellent.
Okay. So yeah, we will snatch and grab that. Darius, what are you doing?
Okay, so we have the rusted armor,
the
unicorn, but no longer unicorn.
Yes.
And the flickering face guy, right? Okay.
Yes. The unicorned.
The unicorn, yes. Yeah, I think. Can I do these? Just choose a target. Okay. I would like to commit effort and sicken one of them, and I think which one? I think rusted armor.
Okay. So you spend that. I don't believe there's an attack roll.
Nope, I just need to commit effort.
Okay.
No, wait. The worthy foes get a hardiness save to resist.
Yes. So I will go ahead and let me pull up the roller, which I had just a second ago, and then I decided to close it because I was thinking, gosh, why would I need a roller? All right. So it has a 6+ save, so I'm going to roll its save here. So it will not. So what is the effect of that?
I just scrolled past it. They fall to half their current hit dice or hit points.
Excellent. You will do 14 points of damage to him. He staggers back. I imagine that there is an explosion of rust and bits there as it kind of falls to a knee and cries out as you drain that away. Or Devi.
I've got this instant action,
Okay,
so I think I can do that plus something else.
I believe so.
It's called wait a minute. Yeah, disclose the flaw. Which basically means I commit effort for the scene, choose a target, and know its current weaknesses and most vulnerable elements at that time.
All right. So who do you want to target?
Ransom stole Unicorn's helmet,
Yes.
and I'm sorry, I missed it. Which one did Darius go after? Red armor?
The rusted one.
I think we've found that person's weakness. I say let's do place that keeps on flickering.
Okay.
Flicker face.
You can tell that he is powerful, but he is going to be summoning some minions here in a second. And that is the multiplicative of his power. Like, that is what is going to happen. And that is the way that he becomes as strong as he can become. Well, without those minions, he is definitively weakened. Does that sound like a fair answer?
Yes. Right. Um, I've got Purging Noonday Blaze. If effort is committed for a day, it suppresses all offensive gifts or magical powers of a single target for 1 round.
Absolutely. Does he get a save against that?
I don't see save.
Okay. That is the Noonday Sun one.
Yep. Purging Noonday Blaze.
Okay. So that will generally affect low magic, like any kind of standard magic. I think it's fair to do it here against high magic like this, but with a difficult save. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, I mean, it says suppresses offensive gifts, but just for 1 round. So rather than
well, I think
permanently
that,
banishing.
no, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you will. What does that look like as you shut down as he begins to call in his minions?
I think he's sort of gathering Flickerface is gathering their magic together, maybe sort of accumulating some power and some things that look like kind of sun corona bursts kind of emerge from me, absorbing or sucking in the power that that they are trying to accumulate.
So he'll be unable to activate that gift. He's going to have to do something else on his action and will not be able to call those minions in to assist him. Tassos.
I'm also interested in Flickering Face, and if someone has a defining trait and they're annoying me, I want to take it away. But taking away the unicorn helmet was very proper. I'm going to continue with that. So I'd
Okay.
like to do a miracle for forging of sinew and bone to watch him, and the next time his face flickers, to reach out and try and lock him in that shape so he can't change again.
Okay.
Whatever that means for him.
So
So worthy foes may make a hardiness save.
okay. So I will make that save. Rolling a d20. He has a 6+ save. He will save against that. So I do think you will reach out with that, and he will step back away as the faces continue to flicker.
It's
As
fair.
you
It is very outside of my purview, even though it is shape-shifting technically.
absolutely. They will go. Let's see. The Rust one will fire at you, Darius. What is your armor class, Darius? Oops.
8.
8. So 8 plus 11. So that will hit you. Essentially, he will let loose, and you will feel this stream of rust comes out, the decay of it, and it will hit, and you will feel it go into your veins.
Okay.
And you are going to take 13 points of damage. The one who is by you, Tassos, is going to take one shot on you, and then one shot on our Devi. Flickerface. What is your AC?
My AC is you already hit. 10.
10 plus 10. Surprisingly, he hits. You are going to take 4 points of damage. What is your AC, or Devi?
That's a good question. I don't think I have activated Body of Burning Light, which brings my AC down to 3, but normally without that, it's 8.
8. So 8 plus 10. A 1 will miss,
Oh,
even with you not having activated that.
and what is he like? How is he attacking?
Essentially, he will draw out sections of his skin and throw it at both of you. When it hits you, it goes into your skin, Tassos, and begins fighting against your very shape-shifting skin, like an infection.
Wow, if I weren't, being murdered by a 3-part god, I'd be taking notes on this. This is
Exactly.
amazing.
But Mrs. Anar Devi, the big one, will strike at Threadless for 4 points of damage on 2d10. And then it will strike Ransom for 11 points of damage on 2d10.
Gotcha.
Want to point out, this thing doesn't roll to hit.
Yeah.
Just putting that out there for people's reference there. This is a made god. Threadless.
Did you say it was a created thing?
It is a made god, is what it is called.
Excuse me, did you say that it was a created thing?
I said it was a made god. I did not say created thing because I'm not falling into your syntactic gambit here.
Excuse me, but those are what I kill best, are things that have been made.
Yeah, I do see a phrase where it says, not all made gods were created with ideals. Yeah, so there is created. They do say that phrase.
Okay.
These are all constructs. They are built out of theurgic components and human vices and dead gods.
I inherently hit at max damage whenever I hit those then.
Okay. Then you may make your attack.
Okay. And I want to make sure that I'm reading this right. I am so sorry.
No, check and see. We haven't done a fight for a while, so if there's something
Yeah,
you can
and
use
it's-
to make your damage go straight.
Okay. So it's something that's tools, hammer hand, commit effort against artificial constructs or inanimate things. This damage roll is red straight. So my
Okay.
1d10 that I rolled a 9 on was actually 9 points of damage. Plus the 3 or whatever for my, so 7 for, I don't know, whatever with that, what was added to it. So the additional 9.
Okay.
All right. Crazy.
Tell me what you're doing.
All 3 of my fellows took like around 15 points.
Darius and Ransom both took double digits.
Double digits. Okay. I will catch you next round for a heal. But this time I think that I am going to go again. I'm going to attack again.
Okay.
And I will spend effort to do max damage.
So you will do a D10 plus 2 is what you're telling me.
Right.
Okay.
So
Spend that effort.
Okay.
And what does that look like? Like, I mean, because this is a significant hit. This rings through the room when you do this. What do we see you do?
I think, sorry. I think it is that she pulls back her bow. And when she fires, she isn't firing with the arrow. It's firing with the power of bow, but it's the builder bow. And it is that kind of thing of, it's a very essential, it is their weak point. It is essentially, it is a builder there to unbuild them, if that is to make any sense.
An arrow of deconstruction.
Exactly.
Will strike. Derrida fires off and strike there. Ransom, you will see that hit and stagger this thing back. It hit hard on you. It hit hard on Threadless, but you can tell that it's taken a pounding.
And this is the
unicorn.
When I stole the.
Yes.
Yeah. I could try to take it out, or I noticed when Ordevi or Vedra, which one we got right now?
I think it's Ordevi.
Okay.
Okay. So Ordevi and I have fought together, been together for so long. I think I noticed what you were doing. So looking over at you, I go, what's he got? What do we need to stop?
Minions. Lots of minions.
And I sort of smile and kind of just reach towards him. And I'm going to take Stolen Crown to take away his gift of summoning minions. And I think you see like this flow of little things flying into my hand as I wrap them up into a ball and sort of smile and say,
Absolutely. And there is no save against that. You just rip it away from him. They cannot use it. He cannot call his minions until you
I use it
use
on
it.
him or give it back.
Or
He
until
gets
the
a
next
save tomorrow.
morning.
Yeah.
So he will cry out, and I think that flickering will slow on his face as that he contains multitudes, and that is what he is calling. And you will rip those away and out from him, and he will stagger back. Darius.
Okay, which one did Ransom just hit?
Ransom just stole the minions from the faceless one that Ordevi and Tassos are fighting.
Okay. Cool. Um uh I think I will manifest natural weaponry that does 1d10 damage. Basically, yeah, big, Wolverine type claws, although probably not coming from my knuckles, probably coming from my actual fingers.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go after the unicorn.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't have a helmet. That does leave his face exposed.
Okay. So it's natural magical being, talent of a strike against AC 9. So you roll your attack roll, your attack bonus +9 versus him.
That's my attack bonus. One of these days, I will remember where to find things. It's 7 + 9. Okay.
When you do that, then we'll be done with the game. Oh yeah. So that will definitely hit. So roll me a D10 plus what's your strength bonus? Or mod?
0.
0. So roll me a D10. 5. So that will do, I believe, 2 points. I think as you run up and slash at him. Did that. So mark that. So 26. For Devi.
Uh, uh, have we, besides taking away the minions, have we done any damage to Flickerface?
No.
Uh, does Tassos want to experiment on Flickerface?
I mean, I don't not want to experiment on him. I don't have any lined up at the moment, but give me a few minutes.
All right, I'm gonna punch Flickerface.
Okay.
Oh wait, hang on. Because I need to activate my body of burning light in order for this to
Okay.
be remotely meaningful. When it says on turn, I've only played this game about 1 billion times, but I can't
Yeah.
remember.
On your action.
Okay. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean I can't take another.
Oh no, it just means you have to do it at on your turn.
Okay. So I'm gonna commit effort for a body of burning light, and now I have an AC 3
Okay.
and I can punch things.
Okay.
Okay. But I don't have a dice roll. Sorry.
AC is a 4.
Oh, but I rolled an 18.
Okay.
That almost never ever happens.
Absolutely.
And I do a D10 damage.
Okay. Plus your strength mod.
Rolled an 8, and strength is not good. -1.
Okay. So you will get up on him and strike there into him, and he is trying to refocus his attention now that all of his gifts have been stampered and stolen. Tassos.
Um, So I have know the fear within as an action. So flicker face there, study a visible target and learn any fears they may have relevant to the Godbound's interests. Does he have any fears based around not being able to be a legion of minions anymore?
His fear right now is palpably that you and the others are their last chance to get out of this underworld. And he is desperate for your very flesh and soul, and he is afraid that you will escape.
Hmm. Okay, I think that's probably it then.
Okay, is that on turn or is that an action?
That was an action.
Okay. Does that get you any bonus or does it affect? I can't remember if that does anything else too.
I can amplify or mute that terror, but I don't think amplifying it would just make him attack us a lot more.
No, I think that's fair. But I think it gives you a sense of what their motivation, like they are mono driven in their desires. They need you to get out of here. They have trapped themselves in this place. They dug too deep, trying to find more material to go and make more theocratic constructions, and they're trapped here in the halls of the dead. The faceless is going to make your AC is a 3 now. Is that what I heard? Okay. So this so 3 plus 10, so 13. So one of those will hit. Or Debbie, you are going to take 4 points of damage as this thing rails at you. It is trying to embed its flesh in yours. It reaches forward and is kind of driving its fingers into your skin, despite the burning body and the brightness. Let's see. The rusted one will. Oh, I should probably roll for his what he does. He is going to do that. So do that against that. So you will see him stretch out his hands, and there will be a cloud that will explode out from him.
And lo, he actually rolled a 3.
And you will see this cloud extend out from him and hit no one with this area of effect that would have damaged everyone, including the NPCs. Essentially, the rust kind of goes out and then falls to the ground like a wind from the tombs has caught it.
It tickles.
And then the maid god will pull back from you, Darius, and will say, you are but a thing that cannot touch me. You are to come forward to even strike at me. I will show you, and you will rue this day. And I promise you, I will make a chariot from your bones. And that's his action, because I rolled a 2, and he exults on this action. Thank you, OSR. So we come back around to Threadless. I'll read you the entry here. Spend a round exulting in its own power, using its words in dramatic but not necessarily useful ways. Threadless, you are silence itself.
I'm like, which of these seems to be the most beaten down? Is it the unicorn?
The unicorn is staggered.
Mm-hmm.
The rust thing is also staggered. The faceless thing is not very badly hurt. Not to discount what Evedro has done.
It was a solid punch, and I think he's insulted.
Okay. So I think that what I will do is I will actually take one more turn, commit another effort, and strike with my bow again at the unicorn and try to
Okay.
bring him down.
Roll. AC 0.
Oh, a 1.
Delicious.
It is. Let's see, do I want to re-roll? It only cost me another effort. It could be worse. Well, it couldn't be worse.
That is, it could be worse.
I'll spend another effort.
Okay.
I just want to get one of these down. A 4. I think that still will hit though.
So you his AC is 0. What's your attack bonus?
His AC is 9 though.
Oh, that's right. I apologize. So 13 plus what's your attack bonus?
My dexterity is 16. Oh wait, excuse me, my attack bonus. Sorry. My ranged weapons are 9.
So that will hit.
Okay. And so it hits for the max.
Okay.
So that's 10 plus 2 again, 12.
That's right. So he will stagger back. He's in the middle of raising for another monologue, Darius, when another bolt from Threadless strikes into him and kind of shakes him out of it. It was the sheer arrogance of you coming up and touching him that drew his attention. And now he realizes the desperate, deadly situation that he is in. Ransom.
All righty. We should probably get one of them off the board if we can manage that. So looks like that the most hurt at this point is the guy I've got his helmet.
Yes.
Okay. Part of me wants to stab him with his own unicorn horn helmet, but that may help him more than hurt. That's a bit. Oh
No,
well.
till you stab him.
That's true. And it is dramatic, isn't it?
It truly is.
All right. You say this is a huge room, right?
Yes.
I leap up into the sky and then do my raptor's plunge down with that spike of the helmet trying to drop straight into his head. I hit automatically and do max damage.
All right. So is this are you doing anything to read the damage straight, or are you just
I can't read the damage straight. It's just gonna
Okay.
be and whatever you would say that his helmet would do to him. So it's really a bet on that.
Yeah, so
rather than
it'll be you'll do the max, which is 4 points of damage to him then.
Okay, plus my strength.
Well, what it is you take the damage roll, and the max that you can get on that damage roll is 4 points.
Okay.
You add your strength to the damage to die to see what you would get, but the max on it is 4.
Okay.
Where does that hit him?
I'm trying to bring it straight down through his head.
And I think that is that thing that Darius is, as you've kind of like, you've got this guy's attention and he doesn't see Ransom coming, and there's a shadow over him, and then it is like a corkscrew because it is not a straight thing, and it will hit and it will go right through his skull, and the tip of it will come out the back of his head. And it's like he's facing this unicorn face because it is mounted right on his forehead. And then the body just falls, just collapses to the ground. Darius, what do you do?
Uh, just kind of stand there and look surprised for a second, but then on turn, I would like to commit effort. Okay, so quick question. Is anybody super low on health at the moment?
I think
Other
you're
than
the
me.
lowest.
Okay, then I will use it on me.
Okay.
To regain 1 hit point per round until at full health. And
that's on turn, so I don't believe that's an action.
right, that's yeah. The action is I'm going to try this deplete health on the flickering face.
Okay. So he has a much worse save now that he has his powers taken away. So, you will again reach out, and suddenly, or Devi, the figure kind of steps back, like weakened, sickened, as it takes 9 points, and kind of is like gasping and trying to pull itself together, as you can see Darius drain the very vital energy from it. Or Devi.
Just to be clear, if it had been Evedro, he would have taken credit for
Right.
that. I would like to burn this guy.
Okay.
Can I just use sort of a miracle and just burn?
Yeah, absolutely. You could
Bite him.
Yeah, so actually I've got something called Corona of Fury,
mhm.
which is basically just hurl a torrent of your words' energy at a group of foes.
You could do a miracle with that to do that thing where you do a D8 of rolled damage per level, or per level there. What's your level?
I think I'm at 7.
Okay. So you'd roll 78 and we'd read each one individually. And that basically that's a miracle. It's a smite thing, so you can't do it twice in a row.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Okay. You still have to roll to hit.
That part does not sound fun.
Okay. We are at escalation die 3. He has an AC of right now is a 9. So we're at 12 plus your attack bonus.
7.
Okay. Oh,
Rolled a 19.
19. I was about to say just don't roll a 1.
Mhm.
So roll me 7d8.
That's not a roll we see very often.
No, this is when you really want some physical dice, because you're like,
Yeah.
I would like to pick up 78 right now.
All right. And we add 1 to each one. So that's 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, 8 points, 9 points. And as I said just a moment ago, half his remaining health that Darius took off was 9. So, or Devi, what does it look like? What did we see happen as you blast this thing and incinerate it?
I don't think it's even blasting and incinerating. I think he was like ripping into me, right, to try and take my parts. And Darius staggered him a bit. And then I just got really mad. And or Debbie's not really good at expressing his feelings, negative feelings like that. And so it just got expressed by flaring up. And with him with Flickerface trying to take parts from me, He just was in the corona of death.
And he will just goes up.
Whoosh.
Tassos, there is but the injured rust figure left. See him standing there, his two more powerful companions destroyed.
Yeah, I'm gonna try a different miracle. Go with quintessential terror for him. I'm gonna choose a single object, event, or person. Um, I think this burning sun man that just smited his friend down into nothingness. Confrontation with the chosen thing will cause the target to die of terror or be reduced to 1 hit point at your discretion. I'm gonna say die of terror. He's a worthy foe, so he can make a spirit save.
I think, oh God, no. I think he looks over at Evedro having just blasted his friends, and Evedro, you turn to him and you see, and pile of rusted dust will hit the floor.
Shoddily made.
Well done. Good job, Ordevi.
Thanks. I feel like I had a little bit of help.
You were very frightening.
I know it's a new look for me, but I kind of like it, especially when we're dealing with people who want to rip us up.
It suits you well.
Threadless, what is the passage out of the underworld?
We open the door on the other side of the room. And as we step through, it's the stone steps again, but this time the darkness isn't darkness. It's like been shredded. It's like there are threads just blowing around. They're supposed to be closing in on us, but they keep getting tangled and everything around it. And essentially what it is it's like there's threads sort of dancing back and forth on the thing, and there's like a wild wind blowing is what it is. It just has this sense of like it's so empty here, there isn't even darkness that can hold on.
And we will see you all walk back into the real world. Please give yourselves, from this mythic journey, from the changes that you wish to reach and write upon the world, now that you've had a chance to interact with these stories and things, give yourselves 10 dominion.
Ooh.
And we're going to take our break here. Let's take 10, and then we will come back. So we're going to see you back again, back in this real world, as it were. What is it, Tassos, that feels different to you, having gone into this underworld, having gone through that, having come back? What is different for you?
I think Tassos gets a bit of the feeling that I imagine Ordevi Vedro have always had, in that Tassos has always conceived of himself as, just in that dream and that mental sort of emotional spiritual space.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this journey has also now tied them more closely into the like physical cycles of the sun and the moon. And so it's something they can't put their finger on, but as time starts to pass and they feel the night getting closer, and then as they feel the night slipping away, like there's this weird sense that they've not had before.
A physicality, a reality to this rather than the ephemeral nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see you back, at the library, kind of coming to terms with that. Threadless, what about for you? What do we think we see here? A difference in your reaction to the world here?
I think that for her, when she looks at the world, she sees that it's organic. It's not like created in that sense. And like she's more alert to that, if that makes any sense, where before that was just the world was the world, but it was like having faced these things that were so constructed and made themselves as if they were gods, and then just essentially dismantling them, undoing them, is like she has this heightened sense of the artificiality that can exist, of that what a machine, a construct could be. And so the natural world seems more natural, more fresh, not made. Does
Okay.
that make any sense?
Yeah, a kind of different flip side of permanence there.
Mm-hmm.
Ransom, what about for you? Your journey was in some ways kind of a different one from some of the others here.
Yeah, I think that as I come back, there's this weird kind of split where I can feel the presence of me in my afterlife, the knowledge that there are those kind of that had been rescued from the Sea of Souls who may not have been worshipers of Ransom so much as dedicated to the portfolio Ransom had taken on, were these first to come in. And then I think there is like the realization of that first person caught in the terrible storm, swept off the decks of a ship, and as they sink into the ocean, someone reaches down and pulls them onto the sea wing in the underworld.
And yeah, I think you'll start to feel the nature of this world that you have constructed. Darius, what is the step that is next for you, having been on this journey, having been not a god, uh, having been a storm crow and all of these things? Where do you think you're at now?
I think it's the return itself that like triggers this, but I think as soon as they like set foot in the like city around the university, um they can feel the city itself. Like not it's not something they have to like reach out to do. It's just there. It's like their own body, like, you know, it's not like painful, but they can feel what's going on the way you would feel like an itch on your foot.
Absolutely. The sense of it always there. the
Yeah.
sense of its strong presence. Are we seeing Ordevi or Vedro?
Well, it's interesting you asked that question. I think he's sitting in his study, sort of contemplating the experience, and Tentefa comes to see him and does a double take because it's Ordevi sitting in the chair, and Tentefa kind of leans and looks out the window to just gauge where the sun is, and it's high in the sky. And he says, Ordevi, where's Evedro? And Ordevi says, he stayed behind. And Tentefa says, are you okay? And Ordevi says, Ordevi's perception now is how fleeting even immortality can be. And I think the flicker face digging into him
Mm-hmm.
made him plus seeing all of those old gods there, the remains of them essentially there. I imagine the rotting food didn't help either, but I think he sort of has this sense that maybe his time on this earth is not as endless as he thought it was, and that things can be taken away just as easily as they can be given. And he comes away from that experience feeling less or leaning less into the curiosity of his approach, but more sort of the generosity of sharing knowledge. And that was not Evedro's mode. So Evedro stayed behind.
I think Tentepa is going to stay close for a bit to make sure of what exactly is going on here. You will see his worry, though he never will express it directly to you. You can see that that nervousness is weighing on him a little bit.
And I say, Tentefa, I know everything. So I know you're worried. But I appreciate your concern.
Is you do not know everything, but I'll
Fair,
grant you that you know I'm worried.
fair enough.
So, Tassos, what is the scene that you want to call in the aftermath of this? Do you want to do a scene with an NPC? Do you want to do a scene with a PC? Is there something you want to put forward? You've got a lot of dominion, Tassos.
No, I have so much.
You could expand your nightmare realm.
Yeah, I don't want to do that quite yet.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do you want me to come back around to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're hitting some big stuff. Like we're at that point where like, okay, what comes next kind of questions here. We know what comes next for Threadless. So what are we going to see for the start of that? Is this something you have to do by yourself? Do you need the others to help you? What is the scene that you want to call Dragon Builder?
think I think it's Haran Ansani. And she hasn't brought in the bones of voice yet. She says, Thank you for going with us. Your certainty has always made me move forward when I was uncertain, and I often am, very different than the others. My mother's made me, and they say it was to bring vengeance. But once I was there,
I get that.
you do.
Yeah.
But once I was there, what they needed was food to eat, and clothes to wear, and a way to defend themselves, and all the myriad things that just let them go keep on living. And though I know that my purpose is vengeance, all of my skills are just the things that need to exist in order to continue existing. But you understand vengeance.
Yes and no.
It's hard, isn't it, if it isn't your own?
Yeah. Because it doesn't make sense.
Where does it break down for you?
Well, it's that vengeance is like no. Destruction is like pie. But vengeance is like cake because they put too much frosting on it. And you don't need the frosting to have the destruction.
Exactly. That's it. There's a lot of emotion tied up in it, and sort of rules of justice, but one-sided, kind of. It's complicated.
Not sure if it'd be one-sided because I don't think you could do that with a pie.
Need some pies that were pretty close to flat, but but no, you're right.
Says, I don't suppose I don't maybe once things change and you've built your dragon, maybe the dragon that you've built can explain that to me.
Maybe. Do dragons speak to each other differently than we speak to each other?
Well, I don't know. I've never spoken to a dragon.
Really?
Not like you know.
With words?
Yeah.
Just with purpose?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. We're going to figure this out.
Okay. Darius, what is it that what you want to be doing here in this aftermath? What's the thing that you put on top of your agenda here?
Um, I think so. I wish I could talk to Ransom. Would be the
Oh,
person
yeah.
to talk to us.
Absolutely. So you can catch Ransom down, checking on the Sea Wing to make sure everything is ship shape with it, that everything, nothing of these journeys has caused undue effect. Everything looks right, Ransom, and as you are kind of doing the final sort of checks on that, you'll see Darius approaching there on the docks.
Doris, come aboard.
Yeah, and I will. And
What do I owe the pleasure of a visit here?
I'm just what you did in the afterworld, the afterlife. Uh, that was amazing. It would never have occurred to me.
It's something that played on my mind for quite a while.
So this is a strange question, but how do you God?
Well, I imagine you will hear different answers from all of our companions, but for me, it's just being. It's I even before I knew or had these gifts, lived a certain way, believed a certain thing. And when the gifts came, they answered what I had always been. The more I am me, the more I feel like a god. Uh, it's finding that truth that you believe in yourself and that you want to share with others.
Hmm.
Even Tassos wants to share what he believes he is.
Oh, I could see that.
And that's what I've always sort of tried to do. Do you know who you are, Darius?
I think I do, and I think I was more myself before I knew I was a god.
That makes some sense.
It I wandered from place to place and tried to make things better after terrible things happened, mostly. If I'm a god, maybe I can prevent those terrible things from happening.
Yes.
So
Sounds like that sounds wonderful, and it sounds like it's worth sharing.
um I think I need to go to the all of the cities around this area that are easily reachable from here. I know what we saw before, that the instant travel, and I know you can use shrines to be present in multiple places. I need to set something up like that.
All right. We will,
Um,
we can set you up. You are more than capable of traveling distances yourself, but we can help spread the word of your coming. All of us together are stronger than any one of us alone.
yes. Yes, exactly. Uh, I'd like to be able to be in any of the cities around here at least.
We should construct your temples, and you will feel the presence of those that come and worship, and you will be able to go to them. I do find, though, that it's not as easy as you would hope sometimes. Sometimes it's very time sensitive. They don't always pray when I wish they would, but fickle worshippers.
So I suppose I also need to work on being the sort of god that inspires worship.
Well, I think you can do that. You you bring comfort to people, and you want to protect people. That is something that in this world so many are looking for. You could be that light for them.
I never thought I'd be going around building shrines to myself, but I think I'm going to need to do that.
And go to the people. They will want to see you.
Yeah. All right.
And Tassos, who do we see you talking with? What do we see you doing here after you return back?
I think I want to find Tistag and talk to them.
Okay. Ascendus or Descendus?
I don't know their cycles, so whichever one.
Uh, uh, Essentially, they swap between these sort of two versions of a child and a sort of demonic human, and cycle through that. So we'll start with the Ascendus, the one that appears younger. Um, uh, and essentially, as before, you can reach out to them in those dreams, and they will bow and greet you.
Hello.
Greeting to you, Tassos, master of the night.
Well, yes, I suppose so. And you? Who you claim as your own? Is it the night as well?
I do not claim the night as my own. The night is a place we go. It is a place where we explore things. We find things out. We go where those desires are.
say I've not met another one who embodies the night before.
The night is just, you are the night. We just live in it.
Well, I think that's part of the problem.
You have a problem? Is there something I can help you with?
Maybe. I have been working to pull together a realm of people, a network of dreamers, a place to be an influence to draw them in and keep them as they should be.
In
But
which life? In the afterlife or in this life?
in this one,
So you wish to task and take them in this life?
the dreams of the afterlife, I fear, are too stagnant and cyclical for my tastes. They tend to calcify around a central idea. But as part of that, I have become aware recently that one eye staring down will always stagnate, no matter whose gaze it is. And there may be more facets to the night than I am prepared to present.
One might even say that you know how to present.
I suppose one has. But you, what is it that you've done in the night? Do you just wander and play? Or have you built something? Have you been making something of your own?
I am and exist. And I change from place and rotation. I am the dancer who dances for the light and the darkness. And I am the one who drinks deeply of your passions, be they worries or desires or hatreds or loves. That is what I do.
There are so many gifts that I want to bring to the world, but I found that very few people on this world are capable of a mindset inclined to understand the nuance of what I bring. I would like to believe that unbridled desire would also be intimidating to the uninitiated.
There is no such thing as unbridled desire, Tassos. You make a mistake. Just as there's no such thing as unbridled fear or hatred or passion, all of it is bridled. All of it is held in a beautiful web of things, like the web you make of your dreams.
All of of it is held in relationship to each other. All of it is held in juxtaposition to the other.
So,
So I fear a multifaceted dream realm may be more effective.
well, that sounds like an interesting thing. We'll have to see how that works out, won't we?
Yes. Would you like to come and see what I have made?
Certainly.
And then I suppose we should walk a while in your realms.
That presents the thought that we're never or not always walking in my realms. But I think we banter too much on these things. Come, and I think as they put their hand on you, I think they will shift into their taller reddish form. Let us dance. Show me this place.
Come.
Oh, I'll let you lead. You seem strong.
And yeah, I think he'll go off and explore the dream realms that Tassos has been pulling together, and I don't know what sort of crazy places they get up to.
Absolutely. I think there's a little bit of that chaos that is there. I want to hard frame up something for what we've got going. I think one of the things we're going to pick up is something that Ransom, you and the others have been working on is you will get reports on the people arriving, having been transported safely across those lines. You work to get those ships in order and to move those people who were fleeing from the Black Dragon people there. And I think that sort of in the wake of that, we will see the arrival of Lady Hypress and Sedenia and the others of that pantheon there in your places. And you have the dragon that you have moved the refugees away from. But I think that when Sedenia arrives, she is the demon queen. She is the one from Shansint. She was the head of the other pantheon. She will arrive and she will say to you that we can tell that the showdown with the dragon is coming. We can feel it in the air. And so can the dark heart of the jungle.
Mm.
And we must make ready because it is coming too.
It would pick the time of best opportunity.
We will have to face it and everything else.
It will be a test, but I think together we can defend our people.
And that's what we're going to take up next time is with us getting set with the threat on the table, with the dark heart of the jungle coming, with the dragon in black darkness awaiting, with the building of this dragon, with the other pantheon summoned to assist you, and with you deciding how you wish to array your forces, how you wish to do this fight against this thing. Because the dragon you have a means for dealing with, perhaps an answer to its thing. And the other question is how you deal with this jungle that has been waiting to corrupt everything. And can you do that without sacrificing those that you care about? So we'll see. That's what we'll take up. Sound good?
Yep,
Okay.
yep.
All right. So I would like to do, since we are like at these last two sessions, like to do a stars and wishes, particularly things you want to see here in as we get to the last steps of things here, and also stars for things that you dug tonight, things that worked for you that you want to see more of. Let's start with Threadless.
I think each of you had some brilliant moments in the fight tonight. It's always fun to see you go. Ransom, you were an all-star. That was really great, just grabbing that unicorn horn right from the top, and then the all the facets, all the different minions. That was so good. And of course, or Devi being the one that was picking up on that and passing the information around. And I'm sorry, but Daria's one half of the hit points right off the top on a major foe like that is Crazy Tunes, and he did it twice. That changed everything. So, and Tassos, I have to give you big points for your discussion about the night. I thought it was such an interesting set of riddles that was going on between you and the sort of mythic questioner, the soul there. It was really cool. I think I don't know. I just really loved it because it was like, no, Tassos's night is not a respite. It's not a easy place. It is a place of questions and possibilities, and and everything not under your control. And it was just really wonderful. Yeah, it was a great night. You all were top notch. Thank you. Oh, and Mo, you were pretty okay too.
Fair enough.
You did good. Yeah.
Anything wishes wise?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to spitting up this new dragon. I really am.
To new dragon.
Yeah.
Tassos.
Yeah, I thought the whole dragon quest was really cool. I love like I love leaving reason and sense behind and going like full metaphor and allegory. It just makes me happy to go in that direction and not have to worry about how things fit together.
Mm-hmm.
The three warlocks in a trench coat disguising themselves as an ancient god was sort of a great trick, and just like the weird divine cannibalism of this world is very indicative of that in a great way. Also stars to Dan, the whole thing of like leaving Avedro behind very much caught me off guard, and like sort of looking into wishes I want to have a scene with or Devi about that, but I was shocked and a bit like having to deal with it myself before I could get there with my character, so I didn't want to do it this session.
I think that's fair. Absolutely. Darius.
Yeah, stars for the whole two dream creatures like sort of deciding to collaborate, sort of. um, the world is going to have some very strange dreams. um, I think everything else, I think people have already sort of spoken about. Aside from Ransom's like double super dramatic, cool, I'm going to steal his helmet and then I'm going to kill him with it thing.
Yeah.
That was excellent.
Yeah, that was a good bit there. Or Debbie.
I really like the Mythic Realm just in general, but we had a lot of fun kind of doing some deep philosophical questions. There was I think it was the figure at the top of the stairs who was maybe asking us what we wanted, which I thought was we all had really interesting, fascinating answers there. And I feel like we're having our like Avengers moment where we all like learning how to fight together. And I don't know, they were hard, but they weren't the hardest thing that we've ever fought. So it was almost I could just sort of imagine us having fun doing it, the characters having fun doing it. Let's see. Wishes. Yeah, I think there's a little bit more to be said about Evedro, so I wouldn't mind. And Ordevi has plans because he has lots of dominion to spend, and now he doesn't have to share with his brother. And he would like to work with Redless on some of those plans. So there are things that need building.
And certainly Threadless may need your assistance in the fine-tuning of a dragon. Ransom.
This was the whole allegorical story, the travel, the journey was magnificent. Everybody had good hot spots in it. It was a really good delve, lull, into helping us all define the things that seem very important to us. I think we came out of the journey a more refined Godhead than we walked in.
Mm.
And that's, for that mythic journey, that's the right thing to have. And you even kind of ended it with, what do you feel different as once you come from the cave, and that was just very well done. I'll agree, Patrick. I loved your opening talk about the nature of that, but you and Desire, there's a perfect feel to what that is and the nature of things, and that was just really, really nicely done. Sherry, I just love when Threadless and our Dragon Boy are together. There's something sweet. There's a feel of like almost a puppy love between them that I think is sweet, because we often forget that Threadless is young.
Mm.
And I think there's something really sweet about how that makes Threadless seem like the young girl she really is. And there's never a condescension with him. There's never, it is taking him as who he is and appreciating him for that. And it's just lovely. It's just a very sweet thing. Darius, I liked our conversation.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. I loved how the back and forth was, and the clear how you're personifying Darius's journey into becoming who they are, kind of with us that little step ahead. So, like, kind of an example, but you're still wanting to have your imprint on what that means. And I think it's been neat to see that all the way through it. I thought that was a really good moment here with us tonight. You were badass in the fight too, which it's always cool when you get out badass stuff, and you were badass in the fight. Patrick, also nice to see you kill something. I loved seeing you reduce the rust guy to nothing. That was awesome. So super cool. And Dan, oh my goodness, that turn at the end. I mean, all throughout you had awesome things. I thought you were badass in the fight too. I loved our communication back and forth in the fight. That felt so right for our characters. But there at the end, and Evandro being left, and my best friend Ordeni, the one that stays.
It, I was cognizant that he has an obligation to you, so that's why he came back.
That's nice to hear too. For wishes, I want a chance for a scene, especially if we may not get you in the one after with Ortevi. I think their relationship's wonderful. And preparation. I kind of want to give Leisha a chance to, and I am completely okay if it feels right. She should make the decision if she wants to go through with this after seeing all of, seeing this descent.
Mm-hmm.
But, preparing for the wedding, having her truly decide if she wants to take this on. It can be a tragic love story and I can still be happy, or we could just shack up on the ship and go roaming around,
We
that sort
will
of thing.
figure that out.
Right, but have that as a sort of background. But I'm looking forward to us solving our big problems. I hate that jungle guy. Yeah, I hate him.
Good. Excellent. I am going to stop the recording